This is lesson 7 in which we're going to be working with this county level data, and we're going to import some independent variables from the U.S. Census Bureau. To begin with, we need to import this XLS file into SPSS. So let's just open SPSS. Let's go out to the desktop. Let's look for Excel files, and we're looking for this pols6123 county level. Okay, so let's open this. We're going to read variable names in, maximum string, okay, and then let's see what we get. I think we may have a problem, and I'll have to show you how to fix this. Okay, that statistic runs, and it actually works very well. My concern was this FIPS code, and it's always a problem when they put leading zeros in any kind of code. So if you have a code with leading zeros, a lot of times these things drop out. Now in the Excel file, I had that labeled as a text column, and so whenever I imported it, it came in as a string. In one of the earlier versions of Lesson 6, I asked you to save it as a comma delimited file, and unfortunately in the comma delimited file it did drop those leading zeros. So if you got to that video and you only have a comma delimited file, then what you can do is just import it, make sure that this variable is set to a string and has that 5 kind of column width, and then just simply go back in and add a 0 in front of these counties down to Fairfield, the first 13. So if you were ahead of the game and you save that as a CSV file, just import it and fix these particular columns by adding a 0 in front of them. Okay? All right, good. Now this is the information we'll need for our dependent variable. What we're going to do now is we're going to work with some independent variables, and let me show you where that's located. So our next step is to import some variables that are going to be potential independent variables for our analysis. And so all we need to do is just go to our D2L website, go to our course, go to the content menu, and in that content menu you'll have the folder Project 1 OLS. Here we're going to be interested in 2 bits of data. This first one is going to be a text file with variables that the U.S. Census Bureau has calculated. And the second one is a PDF file with the format of this database. And we need both of those in order to import it correctly. So what we need to do is we just need to download these 2 files. Let's just click this one. By going download here, it's going to actually go into the Apple download folder, but you probably have some options on the PC. You can probably right click, save as, etc. But for here, I'll just download and know where it goes. The other thing that we can do is download this one as well, and it should go to the same place. We can probably save that from here. Sometimes this will pop up and you can save it to the desktop. Don't even want to do that. Let's just go to the file folder, and in this one we'll have downloads. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it over here. Okay, so I've got it on my desktop. I know where it is and I'm looking for it. This one here, let me save this one. I'll just call it U.S. Census Bureau format. And again, I'll save that to the desktop. Okay, so from here I need to go to SPSS, and I've already got this done, but I'm going to save it. I just simply saved it as pols6123-county level, same as the name of the Excel sheet that we imported. But I need to import that last bit of data in. So let me go out to the desktop. Let me change this option into the text files, and out on the desktop I've got one text file. It's this U.S. Census Bureau data. Okay. Click that and let it run, and what you'll see is in the viewer, right, so it has the FIPS code. Notice all the leading zeros there, and then it has a series of variable names, and that variable information, and it's all separated by commas. And so what I need to do is I need to tell it how to import it. And so first, let's just go through, and does it have a predefined format? No, it does not. It is a delimited file, so make sure that that's clicked. Are variable names included at the top? Yes, they are. Each line represents a case. How many cases do you want to import? All of them. So leave both of those selected. It is a comma delimited file. Text qualifier, we don't have one. There was no inclusion of quotes, and that would have been handy to have. The first thing, and this is really important, is you need to, for the first variable name, we're going to call that FIPS, and we're going to make that a string variable, right, of 5 characters. Continue there. So this one will be, actually let's go back, this one will be a string variable, and the rest of these are all numeric. Right, so we can leave them in the standard format. We have this one set up. Looks like if we go from here to here, looks like everything's pretty close to being correct. So let's click done and let's see what we get. Alright, so we get a FIPS code. Let's check the variables. It did come in as a string with 5 widths. It has the same variable name as in that other SPSS file, so that's exactly what we need because we're going to have to match on that. And in general, all of these look pretty good. Okay, good. Now, notice what we need to do. We have information on every one of those. Let's see how many there are. 3,195. I think in one of those articles we had for Monday, they were talking about 3,066 counties, but apparently we had 3,195 in this particular release. So maybe they pick up, I don't know, some U.S. territories or something along those lines. Okay, let's quickly save this to the desktop. Let's save as pols6123, and I'll just call it U.S. Census Bureau data, same as the text file. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we want to import this into that other one, so we always need to do a couple things. Let's go ahead and data, sort cases, and let's transfer that FIPS code and make sure that we're doing the FIPS code in descending order. I think it's already in that order, but we just need to do it to be safe. Okay, then I'm going to minimize that window. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to do data, sort cases. I'm going to say FIPS ascending, which is already in, and then I'm going to check this variable tab. It's FIPS string 5. So we have 2 datas that will match. Now we're going to run the import command or the merge data command again, and we're going to merge this one and take those series of variables from that big database and put it into our little 50 county database. Very well. Alright, so now we're ready to start the merging process. One thing that you always want to do before you merge files together is save them. So I've already saved that document, and if I go to the other one, it's been saved as well. I'll minimize and make sure we're back in this one with the 50 counties. This is going to be the active data set where we start the merge from. So I'm going to say data, merge files, data, merge files, hold, and then go over and add variables. Because that other database is already open, it'll be listed there for you. So let's just click on that one and continue. And notice that the FIPS variable, the one at the very top, or at the very beginning, right, is going to be our matched pair, essentially. And so we'll right-click that one. We'll match on key variables and add over to the key variable section. This caused an issue the last time, so let's make sure that we click on that. Cases are sorted in an order of key variables in both data sets. That's fine. And I want to do non-active data set is keyed table. Now, let me explain what that is. In this other database that's down here, and it's active but it's not open, you have this whole range of independent variables, and you have 3,195 rows. Right? So you have a row for each one of those counties. Here we only have 50, right? So we don't have the full key of FIPS in this active data set, this one right here. But the other data file does have the full data range. It is essentially the key. It has the full key. So we're going to say that we're going to merge these two together. We're going to add in all of these range of independent variables into this current value, right? We're doing that with cases sorted in order and of key variable. That is the FIPS code. And we're going to say that the other one is the non-active data set is keyed. It has the full range of possible observations on that FIPS code. So that being said, we should be in pretty good shape. Let's click OK and see what we get. Warning, key variables will fail if data are not sorted in ascending order. Yeah, we know that. That's what we did before. And let's run it. And so here, what we got, it's sort of like magic. We've got 50 counties, and now we have a bunch of independent variables that would have taken us years to actually enter manually. It's done in just a few seconds. That being said, let's just save this one as the county level now. Sometimes it's good to save it as the county level version, whatever else. So maybe I'll do that. File, save as. When I work with this kind of data, I always go back and say that version 002 or something like that. And then it gives you an idea of where you can pick up or what was the last data file that you were working with. So save it like that, and we have completed our merge. From here, what we can do is calculate the dependent variable with this bit of information, and then we have a dependent variable calculated. And then we have a full range of independent variables, and essentially we're ready to run linear regressions. For the project, we're going to have to do a little bit of plotting. We're going to have to run the regressions and then do some post-estimation commands to look at how the residuals come up. But we'll cover that over the next few videos. But this pretty much ends the data and the manipulation process. We've got a dependent variable to calculate, but other than that, now it's into let's do some regressions. Okay, great.